I don't normally bring out notes, but I'm going to do it this time so I don't forget anything. You would think I wouldn't as an historian, but I do. Again, this is quite an honor. Thank you to so many people here. I'm going to say thank you to a lot of people, but I promise it's not just a laundry list of thank yous. There's a broader point here, too. But first, I'd like to thank Dr. Brian Stone for nominating me. And I would also like to thank my family, Marion and Thomas, my two children who you saw pictures of over there as Del Mar Center for Early Learning alums. Their love of learning and curiosity inspires me every day. And my wife, Christine. My wife, Christine, who's an anthropology professor at A&M Kingsville. My best ideas come from her. Really, the best thing I did was to bring her to the Coastal Bend. And she's a perfect partner in life. So anyway, when I was thinking about what to say up here, other than losing it, it occurred to me what I do for a living is history. So I can draw inspiration from the past, and here we are, 90 years. We've seen all the flags and everything there. 90 years of teaching excellence, 90 years of Del Mar College making the community a better place, 90 years of the community making Del Mar College a better place. So it's really a powerful tradition, and I wanted to mention just a few people who embody this tradition throughout the past, again, drawing inspiration from the past. Music professor C. Burdett Wolf showed us vision and community, a community engagement, not only by building a fantastic music program in the college's early years, but also by collaborating with Rabbi Sidney Wolf to set up the Corpus Christi Symphony Orchestra, a community resource for years to come to this day. Joanne Lawson showed us what courage, perseverance, and justice looks like. She was an African-American graduate of Solomon Coles High School, who was initially turned away from enrolling here at Del Mar College due to state segregation laws. But then she ended up being part of the first integrated class here. Art professor Joseph Kane showed us service and creativity. A veteran of World War II and Korea, he was a renowned artist and also a committed teacher who encouraged art in the community through exhibitions, reviews, even Saturday classes out of his own home studio. There are countless other examples of this. Mike Anzaldua, who is, of course, mentioned there, showed us generosity, passion, and commitment through his leadership as a professor, administrator, and champion of all students, and was one of the first people I met here when I interviewed years ago. So it's really a powerful tradition here that we have at Del Mar College, again, cultivated over 90 years now. And it's a tradition that took me less than 5 minutes to see in my job interview about 16 years ago. I was sitting in a room with two renowned historians, really, a world-class musician, an accomplished psychologist, political scientist, geographer, and sociologist, and much of the conversation was about teaching, but also community engagement. And it occurred to me over the course of this conversation that there is a tradition here, and if I was hired, I could be part of that tradition too. I could learn from them, and I could learn from my students, and I have. Let me share a few examples, and here's where, again, the broader point of a laundry list of thank yous comes. I've learned from Jim and Teresa Klein about how empathy and service extend to life well outside of the classroom. And Jim, Jerry Jones says, this is the year for the Cowboys. This is the year. And Jim and Teresa, I do not need another cat. I've learned from Brian Stone and Norm Delaney how to be a scholar teacher and how to be generous with your time and to show true respect for everyone around you. I've learned from my department chairs, Bruce Olson, Fernando Rodriguez, Renato Ramirez, and B. Alvarado, about how to be a leader and a peer at the same time. And I must say, each of them and the broader administration here has aimed to bring out the best in the faculty, giving them the flexibility and support to find the best version of themselves as teachers. So I'd also like to thank Dr. Escamilla, Dr. Halcomb, Dr. Bridges, and really many others. I've learned from colleagues like John Graham, Christine Muller, Robert Meilenberg, and Irma Woods about how to approach not only teaching, but administrative work from a student-centered perspective. And I've drawn inspiration from Dawson Barrett, Laura Wright, Paul Gottemoller, to constantly think about the wider impact of how you teach your subject matter. And I've learned from the incredible wisdom and work ethic of Brian Hart in these and other areas, so thank you for being so generous with your time and expertise on anything from pedagogy to advising. I'll probably be asking you a lot of advising questions this week, so thank you in advance for that too. And I've learned from students like Julia Monreal and Lisa Gunn, who rushed to my classes after a full day of teaching at the Center for Early Learning, and who later taught my two children. Troy Nessner, Preston Martin, Richard Barrera, who shared interests in local history and public history and helped me grow in these areas. Brian Briones, Sam Holly, whose work ethic and analytical mindsets brought great energy to the classroom. Jesse Kelton, Sarah Kelton, and Lee Garcia, who were majors in STEM fields, but really connected that to history and taught me how to do that for years to come. So it's an incredible honor to be named alongside of the previous recipients here, many of whom are friends and mentors and people who I look up to and think the world of. So again, I'd like to really close by embracing this tradition that we have here of community engagement and teaching is connected to that. So a couple of days ago, I had the chance to tour our beautiful library after being gone for much of the summer. It's absolutely wonderful, and opened up a book of oral history transcriptions from those who had been part of this Delmar College tradition, former faculty, students, and staff that speak to nearly the entirety of the college's history from these firsthand perspectives. So I'd like to read you just a few of these to end. One staff member stated, "I had the freedom to be my professional self and push for what I believed in." Sorry. Another remarked, "I think that the college gave me the opportunity to grow. I grew professionally and I grew educationally. I grew in just every respect of life." Another declared, "Delmar College provided me with 35 plus years to do what I love best of all." And lastly, a longtime faculty member stated, "I'm hugely proud to be part of this enterprise, and at the same time I am humbled. I feel fortunate indeed." Though these quotes reflect experiences years ago, they are in the tradition of the powerful statements made on this stage by previous recipients of this award, like Bob Long and Mike Jones, for whom I have great admiration. These statements are true of how I feel about the college as well. So thank you for this incredible honor. Thank you.